Good morning. We are doing our garden recap for everything that grew in March in the garden. So let's go see. This right here is the start of one of the new trees that I got, the persimmon tree. I think one of the first flowers that's going to open. And then there's also this one here, one of the mulberries that came in that package. So this one has a lot of these nodes that are opening up as well. So there's this one. There's this one down here. There's another one up this way. Good morning. So we are back in the garden today. There's a few things that I was wanting to do. The first thing involves this tree behind me. I wanted to bag up some of the peaches that are on that tree for like the birds and the squirrels and the possums eat them. Before I do that though, I'm going to show you some of the growth progress for some of the peaches. So this one right here, one of the bigger peaches that I'm going to be bagging. This is another good sized peach that I'll probably bag as well. That's a pretty big one back. So there's a few that I'm going to go around and just put little baggies on. I thought I had more size variation with the bags, and apparently I don't. So I'm going to kind of do them in half and then put the drawstring still on it so that I make it a little bit smaller. These are the bags that I'm starting with. This is like way too big for a peach. Folding the top over half size. And then I want all of this. Maybe I just want these two. Like that. Yeah, I think that'll work, but I'm not sure. I want it on this guy. And then I just want to come this way. And this one is this one. And that should be perfect. Cool. We do have some beans that are ready to pick. So I'm just going to come in and grab some. And now these ones I let get a little bit too big, but it's okay. We're going to get a heat wave of like 90 this week for a couple days, and honestly the beans are not going to like that. So yeah, so I think, to be honest, I really don't think these are going to do very well now that it's pretty much summertime here. So I think we get rid of the beans. But yeah, I think at this point it's just too hot in LA for the beans. So, and I think the peas too, because same thing. I think it genuinely is just way too hot. And honestly, the ones on the other side by the eggplant, they're just like growing and growing and growing, but they're not putting out really any flowers. And I think that's just because they're too stressed out from the heat. Everything that I'm pulling off right now is going to go back into the garden because I'm going to put it in the compost bin. It always takes me a while to undo all the vines. I really should have gone to get some cucumbers today. Maybe I still will. We'll see. Now we're back to a blank trellis. This is that first mulberry. I'm gonna give him a taste test. Yeah, that's good. That was delicious. Okay, thorny. I like how I touched my finger, even though I'm wearing gloves, but not on the hand there. I decided to grab here. I don't really think these are gonna ripen any. I don't know if anybody remembers, but I used to have a little praying mantis that was in my curry leaf tree. And now I have the teeny, 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 tiniest little baby praying mantis in my grapevine. So, oh, he's so cute. He is so cute, this little guy. So I hope he gets nice and big. Look how cute he is. Oh my goodness. He's so tiny, I can't even get him in focus. God. Hopefully I'm able to find him in the garden every few days and see how he grows. And this was the new mulberry that I got, the Pakistani mulberry. These are some of those nodes that had just started coming out. An update on the persimmon. So initially I had thought that these clusters were the flowers, but it looks like within this there's actual little flower clusters like this down here. And then from here as well you can see the actual branch, and then again I think these will be flowers. Looks like flower clusters. This is one of the other new trees that I got as well. This is the jujube starting to wake up and push out some leaves. This is more of that jujube. So here you can see it's just starting to push out the leaves and the growth. I'm really excited to try this tree actually. This is kind of dubbed the Chinese date, and I love dates. This is a little baby avocado. There's a few of them around the tree. This one is a pretty decent sized little baby avocado. Also a pretty good sized little avocado so far. The mulberry plant, so you can see we have some that are pretty close to getting ready. Not ready just yet, probably need another day. I do have this guy that's ready. I'm gonna pick him, and then I have a few more as well. And that is what the first little mulberry looks like. And this back here is a pepper. I have this red guy back here, so I'm gonna try and grab that. Little pepper, first little one. And then these right here, this little guy is gonna be one of the first little figs that comes in. This bump is gonna be a fig, and then this one here. And then this tree here that's waking up is a peach tree, just starting to come back. Now I already have a bigger peach tree, but this is a different variety. This is an update on one of those other trees that I bought as well. This is a jujube, so lots of good growth coming off of this now too. A mulberry had a lot of good growth berries yet, but this was one of those seedlings that I had purchased as well. This is an update on the persimmon. Remember, each one of those clusters I thought was a flower at first, but it looks like they're all branches. Each one of the branches then looks like it has tons and tons and tons of flowers. I think I might top these branches off. I should have done an update. This has just been exploding in growth so fast. So tons and tons of little flower clusters, but this one right now looks like it's the biggest one. And then another one that I am hopeful that I will maybe get to try this year as well is my nectarine. So these are little flower clusters. So there's not a ton of them this year, and that's okay. Realistically, this branch I feel like is so small anyways that it really does need a bit more time to get stronger as a tree overall. This is 3 flower clusters right here. And there's a few more on the tree as well. So I'll show you those when they start opening. If I remember correctly, they're really pretty pink flower. Still no open guava flowers, but a lot of them are getting a lot bigger at this point. These are pretty close to being open, but they're not open yet. Or these 3 as well. The olive tree, which at this point, these flowers are all fully open. Still too small to see really any of the olives forming, but right here you can see the teeny tiniest ones coming in. My other olive tree, so this one's a little bit further ahead, so you can see more of the little olives that are coming in. And then down here as well, you can see a good number of little baby olives that are coming through. And then back here, we've got a couple tomatoes that are coming in. Down here as well, there's some more. I need to plant all the rest of my tomato plants, to be honest. This was one that I had overwintered. And then the other day, there was a little baby praying mantis that was right around here. I'll need to see if I can find him again at some point. I don't see him right now. Let's see. Let's make sure he's not on the back real quick. Okay, I don't see him in here. And these are a lot of the little grapes that are coming in. And then we have this other cluster that was up here as well. Well, you can see them down here too. And right here, you can see a little avocado that's coming in. Just a little cutie. And then here is another good sized one as well. Little baby avocado. And then this is the almond tree. good size almond here. And then a lot of the bigger peaches last weekend I ended up bagging. So that's one of the ones there that's in the bag that you can see. Here you can see this one in this bag. So these right here are the first few mulberries. So right now I have some mulberries to pick. Oops. So this right here is the jujube tree, and you can see the little flowers that are starting to come in here as well. This is the fig tree. So here you can start to see some of those figs more closely. There's that one, and then there's this one coming in. And basically at every single segment of leaf, there'll be a fig that comes in. And then sometimes, like this one, there'll be two little figs. You'll have this one, and then you'll have this other one. Here is pomegranate. And I said in an earlier video that I wasn't sure how many more flowers we were gonna get to come in. It's like we have quite a few new ones that are coming in again. I'll be honest with you though, I still can never tell which ones are the male flowers and which ones are the female. I almost feel like this one is a female because the base of it is kind of already bulbous. Much thinner, might have been a male flower. But I still haven't mastered the art of telling which one is male and which one is female. This is an update on the grapes. They're getting to be a pretty decent size at this point. These right here are some banana peppers, and then this one as well. And then these down here are piñata peppers. Go from like this color, a more orangey, and then a red, and then I think they end with purple. And then this, I'm not sure if I've ever done an update on this yet, but this is the pistachio tree. Those up there are like the flower clusters that have just started opening. And these guys. This is one of the almonds. I'll probably pick these maybe in the next week or two, but I wanted to eat them, at least some of them, while they were still green and not once they like dried out and split open. But I feel like in some parts of the world they do eat them when they're kind of green like this. And they eat the whole thing, not just like the seed on the inside. So these right here are the guava flowers, and they are so close to opening. But there's so many of them. I mean, down here there's a ton. Through here, there's so many as well. Up here there's a bunch. But yeah, they're really close to being open. So I don't know if you can see them, but this is like the very start to some little itty bitty baby olives. But yeah, there's tons of little baby ones on the plant right now. But then this is the other olive tree that I have. Granted, this one's a much younger tree, but... And then here as well, you can see these olives too. So these are the persimmon flowers, and this is when they first start coming out. They look like this, and they have the slightest little yellow color to them. But this is once they open, and look how cute this flower is. That is such a precious flower. I adore that. There's a bunch of berries that are ready again, but I don't want to wait until tomorrow morning, so I'm just gonna pick them now. And then these are all the berries that I just picked. I had picked some this morning as well, and I already put those in the freezer, but these are just some extra ones. So I found this bee earlier today. I think it's a queen, but I'm not sure. Earlier today, I gave her some water, and then I put her in the shade, just so she could rest. And then I thought she had passed away. I went to move her, and then I saw that her proboscis, something like that. So I gave her some sugar water. She's been drinking for the last like couple of minutes. I don't know a whole lot about bees, despite wanting bees for a really long time. I don't really know a whole lot about them. Okay, wait, so this is an update on the bee. There's quite a few mulberries here. Grab these. Come get this. Back here. Oh, too. Also, take this. These are mulberries for today, so I'm gonna throw these in the freezer with the rest of them, and then we'll eventually make some jam, I think. A little mulberry jam. I see one of my little spider friends. Hello. I have so many cute little jumping spiders in the garden. There's this one, and then there's a big one in the front yard as well. Oh my god, he is so cute. Hi! I'm kind of getting towards the end of the mulberries. This is what I have so far. I'm gonna keep picking the rest of them. I went to move this tree and then I just like interrupted the little spider. Sorry, Bubba's. I was gonna put this in the front yard. Is that okay? I didn't know he was in here. I wonder if he was in the pepper plant. Look how cute he is. A few last berries to pick off of the mulberry. That one might not be ready yet, but I'm gonna yank it anyways. Oh my god, that one was not ready. Oh yeah, that one was like super pink. Not ready at all. It's gonna make some the end of my mulberry. Our mulberry jam. That's it really for this mulberry tree. And I'm still waiting for the other one to put out berries, so I need to check on that. Here is a itty bitty praying mantis. See him for a couple days, but I found him again. I hope he thrives in the garden and gets to grow all big and strong. He's so tiny right now. Look. Oh my god, he's fast. And next to my thumb. But last summer, I had a praying mantis in my garden as well. That was a baby that grew up. I hope this one gets to stick around for a while and he also gets to be big and strong. Hi, Bubba's. There's also this guy. He's so fast. This is like a little jumping spider. Hi. Look how cute he is. Also, this is a fake snake I have to like deter birds and whatnot. Hello. He's just a cutie patootie. The almond tree that I just want to prune a little bit so that it branches out. One of the almonds that's on it. I wanted to pick them before they split, so this is probably going to be ready soonish for me to pick. Just because I'm pretty restricted on space in my gardens. Other section. My pistachio tree, and you can see that it's got a lot of new growth points coming in. So like here and here. Other ones that have already started pushing out a lot more because this is such a high up, awkward tree. And it was like that when I got it. I mean, they shipped it to me like already 7 feet tall. And cut this back here and then really let it shorten and take like 2 or 3 feet off the tree. So long and leggy because like from here, if you just go down the whole trunk, it's just such an awkward, long tree. I do really need to shorten it and get some lateral branching. A little grape update. These are looking nice. They're getting decent sized. And there's quite a few clusters just around the whole plant. This right here, this is my pear tree that's finally starting to wake up, getting some growth points here. This one is my cherry tree that's also starting to wake up as well. Finally, these are like the last 2 trees that I think needed the most like chill hours. So they're just waking up. These are my pepper plants. You can see in the back some of them are getting quite tall. I actually think I want to prune them a little bit and bring them down. And probably this one too. That's all the way back here. Even though he has a pepper, I might actually just pick front peppers that are kind of long and leggy. I'm gonna reset as well. And then these, I think I'm gonna cut them back a bit. And the pepper plants are just absolutely crazy right now. I just have a jar in the garden, so I'm just gonna plop these in here for now. Last year I couldn't keep up with the pepper production, and then I decided this year to have the same number of peppers. I'm gonna just be drowning in peppers this year because, again, these were overwintered. Because I have so much pepper production already so early in the season, I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I'll pick some of the ones that are green, and like if you see this whole branch, it's so long and there's not a whole lot going on. I think I'm gonna pick this pepper that's on it and then reset this branch shorter. Cup of peppers for right now. And then this is our little branch that we cut off. So I'm gonna do this branch. That's like quite long and there's not a whole lot going on. This one looks productive and this one doesn't. Here is my habanero plant, which you'll see there's already a ton of habaneros growing in. That's great, but I'm just gonna reset the plant back so that it gets a little bit more bushy. Again, because it's still so early in the season, it's literally March. There's this long branch here. Now I'm gonna be planting my cucumbers right next to this, so I don't really want a branch that's growing over that direction. All of this back here is also all the habanero plant. Literally this whole reset the plants because all of these were overwintered, so they're so much further along than they would be if I was starting seedlings now. That's all the peppers I'm gonna take off for right now. So I've got a full jar of hot peppers. These two are some banana peppers, but I really want the plant to focus on growing again. I think these are piñata peppers, so they'll actually like turn and change color, but again, I want the plant to focus on, which this one is changing. It was green and it's turning yellow. But I want the plant to focus on growing and not on the peppers right now that it has, so I'm gonna pick these. This is that other jumping spider that's in my garden. This is in the back. Hello, Bubba's. This is my persimmon tree, and I've not been hand pollinating these flowers at all. Has the first flower that fell off that should have some fruit set. Again, I don't know if it's gonna take, just because the tree's quite young. So we'll see if this ends up turning into a persimmon or not. The flowers, they are the cutest little yellow, like yellow teardrop bell flowers. They're just so stunning. They're super zoomed in on that little persimmon. So yeah, like the little start of the fruit. This right here is an update on some of the little figlets that we had. So these ones they're growing, they're getting there. There's also quite a few in here, but basically at every sort of leaf node you'll end up having a fig or two. Like in this situation, there was two that grew in. This is one of those trees that I had ordered. This is a peach tree. Doing a lot of growing. A lot of the branches came dead when it arrived, so like this one. But at this point I can kind of see where it's growing from and where it's not. So I'll go through at some point and snip those back. Just like dead growth. Well, this looks really good and healthy and should get a nice peach tree. This is the jujube. So this also is just absolutely covered in flowers. You can see all these flowers as well that are coming in. So many flowers. Okay, I think right now I'm gonna go around and just snip all the very ends of the branches. This one, I'm just gonna come in and just kind of pinch off the very top here. Boop. Gonna do that same thing all the way around the tree. Just come in and pinch off the top few. Pinch off this, gonna go around. So many flowers on it. This is one of the jumping spiders. This is the same one that was in my lemon tree earlier. Hello, Bubba's. And this one is starting to get some color. Not yet. One of my lime trees. So we already have a bunch of fruit set. Flowering again, the tree. So there is quite a few limes on it. There's probably like 20 or 30 limes around the tree right now. And then again, it's starting to put out another round of flowers. So we'll get even more. Here are some tomatoes that I had overwintered, but I'm actually going to pick them right now because I want to plant my other tomato plants that I have for this season. This one looks good too. These plants I just kind of like left alone for the season. I didn't really do anything for them, so they're not in the most lovely of conditions. I don't like the spot on this one. It's one of the pomegranate branches that's just loaded with flowers and growth and whatnot. These are a lot of my starter tomato plants. They've obviously gotten kind of long and leggy, and I haven't planted them in ground yet. I'm just gonna pick all the green tomatoes that are on the plants. So I have a jumping spider in my, ooh, we're gonna watch this. This is like National Geographic right now. Look at him, he's looking for where the fly went. He's just a baby. I am planting some cucumbers. They got a little leggy, but that's okay. So I'm gonna do 2 cucumbers in here. And I think last year I had just done 2 and 2 on either side. All right, I mean, I did 1 on either side. So this year I'm gonna do 2 and 2, so I'll have twice as many cucumbers. They are super leggy, but that's honestly my bad. I got them in a tray and they were kind of at the back end behind like the zucchinis and the tomatoes and things like that. Look, I was supposed to wear my gloves and I'm already not wearing my gloves. Right here I can maybe separate them out. I could do 2 and 2. Really gently kind of pull them apart. Okay, I think we kept that pretty good. Stir this up. We haven't had this moved around for a little while. Gentle as I can. That looks good. Again, they're really leggy, but that's entirely my bad. That has nothing to do with anything else. That's fully my fault. Yeah, this is our first little guy. Pull up him in there. Again, we're gonna do 2 and 2 here. I don't know. Maybe we do 3 on one side. This is already double the number of cucumbers that I had from last year. I don't know which one to pick that I don't want it. Oh my god, I feel so mean. I actually don't know if you can take a cucumber cutting and like root it in water the same way that you can do with like a tomato. Really oh, uh-oh, this might not take. I have no idea. I feel like this guy doesn't have enough roots. We're gonna plant him up anyways and we'll see what happens. Literally has 0 root ball because I broke it. But I think he'll make a fine recovery. I actually think he'll be okay. In this one right here, I'm going to be putting a zucchini in the same situation. I let them go for too long, so they're a little bit leggy, but I think they'll come back and be just fine. Just going to take this guy, plop him in here, and that's it. We'll have zucchini soon. And he will just absolutely thrive over the next like week or 2. He's going to have all the nutrients, all the space for his roots. Exact same thing. I'm going to do another zucchini down in here. Oh my god, I didn't even dig my hole. Goodness gracious. Alrighty. And I think he's good. I found a little ladybug. Hi. Oh, you don't want to get off? Okay, I put him down here. Yeah, I put him down here in this little tree. This right here is the first jujube flowers that have opened up. They're so tiny. Yeah, I actually thought they would have been bigger. I didn't know they're this little teeny tiny thing. I'm gonna be trying to move my chard, this one right over there. I'm gonna be planting 2 tomatoes in this bed, and then I need to figure out what I want to plant in the middle. I put like spinach in the middle or something. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and do that. I think this is the biggest grub I've ever seen. I got the soil all mixed up, and I'm just gonna go ahead now and plant my 2 tomato plants. Look how cute he is, this little itty bitty baby praying mantis. He is so teeny tiny. It's like wholesome again because I had a praying mantis in my garden last year grow up. So I hope this one gets to grow up and gets to be big and strong. He's so cute. Just like, look how cute he is. He's literally a baby. Oh my gosh, wow. Hi. You're just a baby. Oh my lord. And of course, thank you all for watching and stay tuned for April's video.